All right, let's get into it. We got Packers versus Seahawks week 10. The Packers are -3.5 early in the week, but now they're -3. Okay, Russell Wilson get his 35th loss, and he can also get his 30th loss. Vegas has the Packers favored, so we have to take that seriously when we're decoding this because it is tight. I'm not going to go over all the different matchups. What you need to know is, all these different little things right here. I'm just going to read you my narratives piece by piece. All right, it's going to be the 24th meeting all time. That's a little scary, just quick, because 24 is a super abundant number that equals 33. When Matt LaFleur got his 33rd regular season win, he won with 24 points. I believe when he got his 33rd all-time win, he won with 24 points. Well, the opponent had 24. I'll have to double check back on that. 24 is super abundant equals 33, so they're always doing that. That's what makes the 24th matchup a little bit scary, but it is going to be the 20th regular season matchup. We know about the 71-17 connection. 71 is the 20th prime. Let me go over what I got for you here. 101, 86, 46, 26, 16, 14, 10 narrative. So all these numbers connect. And I'm going to go over it with you a little bit because this big narrative seems to favor the Seahawks a bit. But then there's all sorts of other narratives that just aren't so complex and long. But this narrative hits quite often, the 86, 46, 26. In fact, it was like just last week or so I was documenting the same exact thing and showing you how it was all applicable. So, Packers' 101st season in the NFL. Russell Wilson get his 101st regular season win versus the Packers. Now, 101 is the 26 prime number and 26 is deficient. 26 is deficient, the sum of its parts equals 16. And it will be the 16th game between these two teams at Lambeau Field. 26 is deficient by 10. And LaFleur enters with 10 losses all time and may once again be playing with number 10 Love as his quarterback. The Packers can get their 10th straight win at home in week 10, which is promising for the Packers. And the Packers have 14 wins versus the Seahawks all time, and 14 is a deficient number. Okay, 14 is deficient by 4, the sum of its parts equaling 10. If Rodgers plays, it could be his 22nd home loss all time, and 22 is deficient. The sum of its parts equal to 14. Packers can stay at 14 wins all time. 22 is the 4th pentagonal number, and as you will see later on, the pentagonal numbers are big in this game, and the Seahawks could get the 4th win. So Packers could stay at 14 wins versus the Seahawks all time. The Seahawks could get their 10th win versus the Packers all time, and 14 is deficient by 4, and the Seahawks could get their 4th win of the season versus the Packers in week 10. If you add up 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, it equals 10. All this on November 14th, okay? And we could stay at 14 wins on November 14th. So Russell Wilson could stay at 29 away losses in the regular season, and 29 is the 10th prime. Russell Wilson get his 101st regular season win and his 46th regular season away win versus the Packers. And this would be in Rodgers' 199th regular season game, and 46 is a deficient number. 199 is the 46 prime number. 46 is a deficient number. The sum of the parts of 46 equal to 26. Ready? Packers' 101st season. 101 is the 26 prime. Wilson could get his 101st win versus the Pack. That would give Pete Carroll his 126th win with Seattle all time. And the sum of the parts of 26 equals 16. So Pete Carroll can get his 160th win all time, like 1-6, like 16, in the 16th matchup between these teams at Lambeau. And Carroll can get his 116th regular season win with the Seahawks Sunday. From Wilson's B-Day till the game is a total of 16 days. It's a lot of 16 going on. Again, 86 is deficient equal 46. 46 is deficient equal 26. 26 is deficient equal 16. 16 is deficient equal 15. We get our 15th win. So it could trickle down all the way there. And when I say equals, I mean the sum of the parts of each of those numbers equals what I just said it did. Russell Wilson will be playing in his 166th game all time. 166 is deficient. Okay? The sum of its parts equal to 86. 86 is deficient. The sum of the parts of 86 is 46. So Wilson can get his 46th regular season away win. 46 is deficient, like I said before. The sum of the parts of 46 is 26. Carroll can get his 126th win with the Seahawks versus the Pack. 26 is deficient. The sum of the parts of 26 is 16. It's the 16th game at Lambeau between these teams, and Carroll can get his 116th regular season win with the Seahawks. But 16 is a deficient number, deficient by the sum of its parts equal to 15. It's deficient by 1, and the Packers can get their 15th win in the regular season, in all time in the series, versus the Seahawks. Moving on to the rest of the narratives. Seattle equals 82, 19, 107, 44. Rodgers can get his 19th regular season home loss versus Seattle. A total of 19 days from the game till his next birthday. That would give Rodgers his 65th regular season loss, and the 65 is a deficient number. The sum of the parts of 65 equal 19. 65 minus 19 equals 46. Wilson getting his 46th regular season away win. As you can see, Russell Wilson, 46, get his 46th regular season away win, get his 101st regular season win. Now Rodgers can get his 19th regular season home loss. Now Seahawks equals 87, 24, 129, and 48. It's the 24th matchup between these two teams. 24 is a super abundant number, the sum of its parts equal to 33. And LaFleur can stay at 33 regular season wins in the 24th matchup, and Seahawks equals 24. Now the Packers can go 8-2, and Seattle equals 82. Now Seattle Seahawks equals 169, 43, 236, 92. Wilson can get his 50th win away all time. 50 is deficient. Okay. The sum of the parts of 50 equal 43. 43 is the 14th prime number. Packers can stay at 14 wins in the series. 43 is a reflection of 34. Wilson can stay at 34 losses away all time. To me, that's a little bit of reaching, but 50 minus 43, so the 50th win, 50 minus 43 is 7. The 17th prime, we've had the 71-17 connection every week, and it's the 20th regular season game, so we have to be mindful of that. Now, November 14, 2021 is the 318th day of the year and leaves 47 days left in the year. From Rodgers' last birthday till the game is a span of 347 days. 347 is the 69th prime number, and Green Bay Packers equals 69. Pete Carroll can get his 69th regular season loss with the Seahawks versus the Packers. 6 plus 9 equals 15, and Packers can get their 15th win versus the Seahawks all time with Matt LaFleur, the Packers' 15th head coach, a span of 15 days till Wilson's next birthday. From Rodgers' last birthday till the game is 348 days total, and 348 is super abundant. The sum of the parts of 348 equals 492. When you take 492 and minus it by 348, it's super abundant by 144, and Rodgers could stay at 144 wins all time. That would not be good for the Packers. The rest of the narrative seems to work out more in the Packers' favor. Now, Packers equals 73, 28, 116, 44. If Packers lose, they can go 7-3 in the 21 season, and 73 is the 21st prime number, and Carroll will get his 116th regular season win, and the Seahawks against the Packers. Rodgers enters with 73 losses all time and 21 home losses all time. Green Bay equals 77, 41, 139, and 40. Pete Carroll can get his 77th loss all time with the Seahawks versus the Packers. This is probably the biggest narrative because 77 in Green Bay is just a constant hit. This would give Russell Wilson his 49th regular season loss, which is 7 times 7, 77. And Wilson can stay at 49 all-time away wins. That's 7 times 7. And 49 is a deficient number. Okay, the sum of its parts of 49 to equal 8. And Matt LaFleur can stay at 8 regular season losses. 7 squared equals 49, and as you will see, the game is going to be probably largely about square numbers. It is Rodgers' 219th all-time game on Sunday, and the sum of the parts of 219 equals 77. So Green Bay Packers equals 150, 69, 255, and 84. So Russell Wilson is playing his 150th regular season game versus the Packers. What are the odds? And could give Carroll his 69th regular season loss with the Seahawks. and 69th pentagonal number is 7107, and that's the 7117 connection, right? 710 is a placeholder, 717, 7117. Now the 56-64 narrative, Russell Wilson get his 56th all-time loss, and 56 is a super abundant number, okay? The sum of its parts equals 64. The sum of the parts of 56 is 64, and Rodgers can stay at 64 regular season losses. Rodgers can also get his 134th regular season win. 134 is deficient. The sum of its parts equal to 70. Wilson equals 70. 134 is deficient by 64, and Rodgers could stay at 64 losses. The 56 pentagonal number is 46-76. It's LaFleur's 46th game all-time, and Carroll comes in with 76 losses with the Seahawks all-time, and Wilson can either get his 46th regular season away win or his 56th all-time loss in LaFleur's 46th game. So again, all these small narratives combining together for a larger Packers narrative. 42-30 narrative, Russell Wilson get his 30th regular season away loss versus the Packers on a date with 30 numerology. 30 is a super abundant number. The sum of its parts equal to 42. The sum of the parts of 30 equaling 42 is significant because Wilson can get his 30th loss in LaFleur's 42nd regular season game. 30 is the 113th prime number. From the game until LaFleur's next birthday is a total of 355 days. LaFleur's birthday is on 11/3, 113, the same day that Aaron Rodgers got COVID, the same day that Aaron Rodgers threw his 355th touchdown pass, the number to Jamal Williams, number 30. 113 is the 30th prime. After the loss, he said it was a slice of humble pie. 355 divided by 113 equals 3.14 pi. So they do these rituals, and they love to use the 355, 113, and the 30 and 113. And LaFleur's birthday is 11/3, and Wilson get his 30th regular season away loss, 113, 30th prime. So 145-35 connection. Rodgers can get his 145th all-time win in this game Sunday. 145 is a deficient number. The sum of its parts is 35. Wilson get his 35th away loss all-time versus Rodgers. 145 is deficient by 110, and Carroll can get his 110th all-time loss and Rodgers' 145th win. 145 is the 10th pentagonal number. Wilson can get his 35th all-time away loss. 35 is the 5th pentagonal number. Rodgers could get his 79th home win regular season. 79 is the 22nd prime, and 22 is the 4th pentagonal number. Number 12, Aaron Rodgers. 12 is the 3rd pentagonal number. Wilson equals 92. 92 is the 8th pentagonal number. Number 12 can get Packers their 12th regular season win versus the Seahawks, and 12 is the 3rd pentagonal number. So all this is a total of 12 days from LaFleur's last birthday, and Wilson equals 70, and 70 is the 7th pentagonal, and we know 17 is the 7th prime, so we have a lot of 7 connections. The pentagonal narratives do seem to be at play, and remember, Pete Carroll can get his 100th regular season loss, and 100 is the 10th square number, and he can do this in week 10. And I believe the Packers can get their 10th straight home win against them in week 10, giving Pete Carroll's 100th loss, and 10 times 10 is 100, 10 squared. So the square ritual is alive, and you're going to see it right now. So the 36 connection, right? The Seahawks can go 3-6 against the Packers with a loss Sunday. That would give LaFleur his 36th all-time win. The square number theory is that Wilson can get his 49th regular season loss versus the Packers. 49 is the 7th square number. All right, this would give LaFleur his 36th all-time win, and 36 is the 6th square number. This would be in the 16th matchup between them at Lambeau, and 16 is the 4th square number. And Rodgers would stay at 64 losses regular season all-time, and 64 is the 8th square number, and that would give Pete Carroll his 100th regular season loss, and 100 is the 10th square number. 11:49 a.m. before the game was ever played. Okay, the games on the East Coast don't start till 1 o'clock. It's 11 a.m. East Coast time. I documented, and I had this documented from the Seahawks game. Remember, the Seahawks played the Rams on Thursday Night Football the same week that the Packers played the Bengals, right? And in that game, Stafford injured his index finger and won the game, and Wilson injured his middle finger, as you call the fool's finger, and lost the game. In Greek mythology, the index finger is called the fool's finger. I mean, the middle finger is called the fool's finger. Now, the dactyl ritual, okay, when Rhea was bearing Zeus, she pressed her fingers into the soil. To ease her pangs, up sprang the dactyls, 5 females from her left hand and 5 males from her right. Okay, that's 10 fingers. 5 times 5 is 25. That's a square number. We're playing in week 10. 10 times 10 is 100. Pete Carroll can get his 100th loss. The male dactyls were called Smiths. If you remember in that game, Russell Wilson got hurt and was replaced by Geno Smith. All right, I documented this before. Now, as you can see, the forefinger would always win the race. And Matt Stafford won the game and hurt his forefinger. And you had the fool's finger, which corresponds with the middle finger, who was the one that lost the race. The forefinger is given to Jupiter or Zeus, who won the race. So as you can see, week 10, 10 fingers, 10 toes. We get the dactyl ritual, and in the same week that Russell Wilson hurt his finger, and now he's all of a sudden returning to play the Packers, randomly now, right? We had Josh Myers, our center, out with a finger injury. And then, ready, the fingers won a foot race, okay? So, omitting the thumb, personify the fingers. There's a race. So, there was an Olympic race, and it is said that the fingers ran a foot race. Okay, so if you remember, the 5 times 5 is 25 square ritual, right? So in that game on Thursday Night Football, the Rams had a missed extra point, right? That was the week we had all those missed extra points. So the fingers run a foot race. The Rams ended up at 9 points, remember? So here's their 9th point. That's a square number, 3 times 3. Then they ended up at 16 points because of that. 16, right, is the 4th square number, 4 times 4. And then that point was scored by number 25. 25 is 5 times 5. That's a 3, 4, 5 Pythagorean triple. So they did this giant dactyl and foot race ritual where there was missed extra points. And then in our game, the same pattern ensued. And you can watch this little clip now to remind you of that.
3rd down and 12.
Notice how Aaron Rodgers is 4 for 9. 49 is 7 squared, 7 square number. And Mason Crosby misses the extra point, and that allows us to get to 9 points, 3 squared.
Up the graphics. Missed extra point earlier. 25 straight field goals.
And 25 straight field goals. 25 is the 5th squared number. 9 squared, 3 squared. And then we get to 16 because we missed extra point. That's 4 square number.
From the right hash, 22-yard attempt is good.
Then he makes that 22-yard field goal to get to 22 points.
Crosby, 3 for 3 today, and this one is no good.
And then, of course, he starts intentionally missing so that we can keep the game close.
McPherson's kick is off the upright.
And so we can go into the scripted foot race here at 22-22.
Crosby, 3 for 4 this afternoon. His kick from 51 yards out.
No good.
It's no good.
Yep, misses the 51-yarder, so we can go to overtime and have 5 straight missed field goals.
Scrimmage in overtime. Crosby from 40. It is no good.
808, 8 squared, 64.
49-yard attempt for the win. McPherson's kick is off the upright.
And Joe Burrow stays at 4 home wins and gets his 9th all-time loss, 49.
2 minutes remaining in overtime. Crosby's kick this time is good.
And then Crosby hits the 49-yarder, 7 times 7. Bengals, Packers 7-7.
And so as you can see, the square ritual and the dactyl ritual is very big, and the fact that Russell Wilson's returning from his finger injury to play the Packers means that the square ritual might be even more in play because it was featured in the week that he got hurt and the Packers had those ridiculous amount of missed field goals. The Packers were probably linked with that Seahawks game in a dramatic fashion, following the exact same patterns pretty much, the 9, the 16, etc. So lastly, we have the 20th regular season meeting, and this will be the 20th regular season meeting between these two teams. 71 is the 20th prime. Every week we've had a 71-17 connection. Go back, watch some of my other videos, go to my Twitter feed, @AsadArtPacker, and go read about it. I've posted threads about it. Rodgers comes into week 10 with 144 wins. It's Rodgers' 17th season. He enters with 17 total touchdowns. He can get his 145th win. The Pythagorean triple 17, 144, and 145 is in play. Okay? So 17 squared plus 144 squared equals 145 squared. That's a Pythagorean triple. So 289 plus 20,736 equals 21,025. So the problem with the Pythagorean triple for the Packers and the 20 connection is that there's also a Pythagorean triple of 20, 99, and 101, where 20 is involved, and it's the 20th regular season matchup. And 20 squared plus 99 squared equals 101 squared. In the 20th regular season matchup, Pete Carroll can stay at 99 regular season losses all time, while Russell Wilson can get his 101st regular season win. But it can work the other way, where Carroll enters the 20th regular season matchup with 99 regular season losses in the Packers' 101st season, and we still end up going Rodgers moving from 144 to 145 wins, coming in with 17 touchdowns in his 17th season. In the 20th game, 71 is the 20th prime, and then we still have some sort of dactyl type square ritual where people are returning from their injuries. Now Vegas has the Packers winning. In the 77 ritual, with, part of the square ritual being the fact that Russell Wilson get his 49th loss, stay at 100 wins, right? 10 times 10 is 100. Get his 49th loss regular season overall. And the fact that brings Carroll to 100 regular season losses as well. And the fact that those two things sync up required Aaron Rodgers being out, and also it required Russell Wilson being out. So you see how they planned this perfectly to where each one was out. Now, maybe the 46, 26, 86 narrative all hits. It's a possibility. Maybe the 19 hits, 1 plus 9 is 10, it's week 10. I don't see it happening because I keep thinking Rodgers is going to get his 74th loss when he's on the road, and he gets his 47th away loss. That kind of would make sense. There's a lot that lines up here, I think, for the Packers to win. But it is close. And that big narrative for the Seahawks makes it very sketchy. And the fact that there was, this quarterback musical chairs going on with, was Rodgers going to play? Was Geno Smith going to play? Was Jordan Love? It's those 4 quarterbacks I had to put up here at the beginning of the week, because who knew who was going to be playing and how that factored into the rituals. So it's kind of odd, but we are where we are. I'm going to have to pick somebody. Forgive me if I'm a little off this week, but I'm going to go with the Packers. Vegas has us favored. They got the 3.5, and then they got us with the favored by 3 now. ESPN has the over and under right now at 49, and Russell Wilson get his 49th loss. And also the Seahawks are plus 145, and Rodgers can get his 145th win on the money line. So sometimes they like to code that in Green Bay's -3 now, and Russell Wilson get his 30th regular season away loss. I like to look at the stat lines. They're not always the most reliable thing, but a lot of times you can see what's going on. The 10 touchdowns and 1 interception for Russell Wilson. The 101, he could get his 101st win and Packers' 101st season, get his 46th road win. I already went over the narrative. So Those things are a little bit scary, but I'm gonna go with the Packers. Rodgers could stay at 18 regular season home losses and get their 18th win at Lambeau since like 2019, making them like 18-2 since 2019 at Lambeau, which is the best record in the NFL. And then the Packers could go on their steady march towards 9-2. So let's see what we got here. So I am going to go with the Packers plus Russell Wilson on a date with 30 numerology can get his 30th loss against number 12 on a date with 12 numerology. So that's that. That's what I'm going with. And go Pack go. May the script be ever in our favor. And I'll see you soon.